What's up, guys? Live here with Pro Play Games at Pro Play Games. Today we're coming at you with a top 10 Pokemon cards that are getting rotated this coming September. I know a lot of you guys have been following the Pokemon TCG a lot, so I just wanted to go around and touch on some of the most important cards that are getting touched, and so you guys can start building your decks for new formats and stuff like that. So first one we got, I don't have this card anymore. We sold all of them. Team Magma Seeker Base. This was a card that was used in Drampa decks to get the counters on there and really utilize Drampa GX's attack for 150 Berserk, which with Choice Band was 180 and was very powerful just for a DC and a colorless, I believe. And it was played in the Drampa variants with Zoroark and first with Garmador and Drampa. So this is one of the cards that we're going to say goodbye to. Thankfully, I honestly didn't like this card too much. It was really only just an enabler, and it didn't really have any other uses to it but to enable the Drampa. So we're going to be saying goodbye to that and this $10 price point. The next card for honorable mentions that didn't make the top cut is Double Dragon Energy. I'm sorry. Now this one was used a lot in the Giratina builds with
so it was like Rayquaza, Darkrai, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be a big hit there. It was kind of like a double colorless energy, but just for dragons. And
it's pretty broken.
a Dragonite build that I saw with Yveltal, that's gonna, with Darkrai, that's gonna be gone too. So next one's gonna be Revitalizer. Revitalizer was used in mostly Decidueye decks. Being able to power through and turboing up with Professor Sycamore, discarding your hand, Ultra Balling, other evolutions away, and then getting them back to your hand. A 1-for-2, really good. Putting 2 grass Pokemon back from your
So it's not a supporter, so it's always, you could always play it.
Yeah, it was a very fantastic card. The only one that it wasn't probably played in was Decidueye. The Vileplume Decidueye, but they still, I think, played one. Next one was Silent Lab. Silent Lab is a stadium, and pretty much for you Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's a skill drain. Something that did not allow Pokemon in their hands or on the field have no abilities whatsoever.
Yeah, it's pretty broken.
Kind of like a Garbotoxin Garbodor, which a lot of the Garbodor players are now going to be utilizing a lot more with Silent Lab not around and Hex Maniac not being around, which is actually in my top 10. People are going to have to start relying on Garbotoxin Garbodor, maybe an increase in field blowers now to shut off abilities like Tapu Lele and no more Shaman, unfortunately, and stuff like that. Next is the Evolutions.
Yeah, these
trio.
are all good.
Yeah, these were all used in any decks that played Evolution. Sometimes they were just flashed in decks that had nothing to do with EV or Evolutions, just to provide that because there's a lot of stage 1 decks, so it would let you hit for weakness on.
Provides coverage too, like especially in Garbodor. Like I played Flareon just for Metagross mostly.
Yeah, so for water decks, for Decidueye and all the other leaf decks,
and then for Volcanion. Yeah.
So we're not going to be seeing any more of these, unfortunately, as well. So these are the honorable mentions. These all could have been the number 10 spot or number 9 spot. But in my personal knowledge of the game, I think that these were not as impactful as the top 10 that I'm going to be going over that's being rotated, but these are still significant pieces to a lot of decks that we're going to be losing out on.
Alright. Going to
top 10.
Number 10.
Number 10, we got Skyfield. Skyfield was used in Raichu decks for the Circle Circuit attack, I think it's called. It just made it hit harder for more Pokemon that you had on the bench. Rayquaza decks that really that extra bench coverage.
It was Gardevoir too, right? I think they
Gardevoir, sometimes they'd play this to knock out their bench Pokemon to make their attacks bigger.
Yeah.
And Rayquaza, because you would power up with, you would really turbo through with multiple Shamans and Lele and stuff like that.
Right.
And the last one, I think Volcanion decks also played this too. Just to put all 4 Volcanions on the bench. And some Vespiquen variants would play this too. So that's number 10 right there. I'll put it over to the side. Number 9 is Vileplume. Vileplume, very known for its infamous ability.
Irritating pollen. Yeah, irritating pollen.
Its irritating effect of not being able to play any items. So Decidueye would play it turn 1 sometimes with Force of the Giant Plants, was also getting rotated to my top 10. Being able to knock that down turn 1 or turn 2 accelerated, and your opponent not being able to play items was
it's really crippling.
Huge crippling effect, especially when decks before Garbodor
needed items.
Needed a lot of items, and they were playing a lot more items than you see more traditional decks for the newer Pokemon players because of Garbodor's effect. So number 8 is Vespiquen,
the queen herself.
Yeah, known as the B deck. It was very powerful because it would load up your graveyard a lot. You would use cards like Unknown, which tribute themselves to draw a card, or other ways of offing your Pokemon, Ultra Balling your Pokemon away, high Pokemon count, and is something that for only a double colorless energy can hit very hard. Stacking the 10 extra damage for each additional Pokemon in your graveyard.
That's sick.
So
yeah.
that deck getting a huge hit in Forest.
Pretty much unplayable at this point.
Combi, that's pretty much gone. Next one is Mega Rayquaza. I did touch upon it with the Sky Field. It was just a very powerful deck. Before Guardians Rising dropped, it was definitely tier 1. After that, it was still like tier 1.5, tier 2. Very fast deck. It can turbo evolve very fast, and it can attach energies from the graveyard with Mega Turbo and stuff like that. So, super powerful deck, usually known for ramping up fast and hitting really hard. Next at number 5, I guess, 4, is Hex Maniac. Number 6, Hex Maniac. It's a very powerful supporter that almost every deck would play now. It's very known for shutting down Volcanion, Metagross, very good for like not being able to, for them to not geotech system. Any abilities. Cards like this, like Silent Lab and Hex Maniac and stuff like that, really are, really need to be there in order to, shut off abilities and stuff like that. So this is a very powerful card. We're going to say bye to it, unfortunately. Like I said, we're Silent Lab and Hex Maniac going out. People are going to really need to concentrate on Garbo.
Yeah, Garbotoxin's going to be very popular.
Number 5, is that? Yeah, that was 6. Yeah. So 5 is Forest of the Giant Plants. This card is extremely good. It's definitely going to see a lot more play in Expanded. Even though it's getting rotated out, it's still going to see play. But in Standard, we're going to say goodbye to it. Being able to, first turn, Vespiquen, Vileplume, Decidueye, Lurantis, everything. It's just a very powerful card. Yeah, it's a very powerful card, and, it's something that we're going to say goodbye to, and maybe Decidueye decks are going to have to find another way, either Rare Candy or just a much slower build in order to build up into their final evolutions and stuff like that.
Number 4.
Number 4, this is getting to the really impactful cards that you're seeing in almost every deck.
This makes me hurt.
This is Lysander. Thankfully, though, we are getting a Lysander in the next set, but Lysander was best known for stealing away games.
Yeah, this shut games down very quickly.
Having those GXs and EXs on the bench as liabilities are, a thing of almost the past now. At least for a little bit. When we get to the next set, we're going to have one more. Yeah, this was a Shaman Killer, a Tapu Lele Killer. Tapu Lele providing a lot more offense than other cards like Shaman. But, like I said, next set we're going to get something that Lysanders, but then also switches your active. So, we're going to see how good that is. Yeah, we're going to see how good that's going to be. I mean, obviously you can't keep your main attacker up now. Maybe Floatstone needs a little bit more play. Floatstone does stay in the format. So you're going to be able to maybe switch first and then play that, bring out your main attacker again, or just build up multiple main attackers, which won't be a problem with decks like Metagross and Volcanion. So we'll see how that goes. Number 3, Trainer's Mail. Now, Trainer's Mail, as of recently, when Garbodor came out, hasn't seen as much play because it's something that you always want to play playsets of.
Yeah, this was played mostly in Decidueye, Vileplume.
Yeah, for now you see it a lot in Decidueye, Vileplume, but before almost every deck you could see a playset of 4 of this card. Being able to fetch everything from Ultra Ball to pretty much any trainer. Like, you could even get supporters off of it, I believe. Yeah, except for itself.
Yeah, you just can't grab Trainer's Mail. That'd be broken.
Super excellent card. You would play it in almost every deck. Items were, like I said, much bigger before Garbodor was around. So this card is still going to see play in Expanded a lot, but as far as Standard, that's it for that. Number 2 is Shaman EX. Shaman, one of the most powerful cards I think I've seen ever printed.
In Pokemon,
it's still going to see a lot of play in expanded. So those of you who still have their Shaymins, don't be too worried. We still have a few ourselves too. I think it's going to go up in price after, you know, more people see it, the play in expanded. People were playing in expanded already, but you're going to see it now a little bit more. It's not going to completely go to nothing, kind of like Magnum base and stuff like that. So Shaymin, fantastic card used to turbo accelerate, you know, without having to play items or anything like that.
Or a supporter, yeah, that's crazy.
Has been seeing a little bit of fall off play because it's Tapu Lele now, because now you don't have so much bench space. You have, you know, either Shaymin or Tapu Lele type thing. Some people playing maybe 1 Shaymin, 2 Tapu, but now you're seeing people even play 4 Tapu Lele. So it shows the power of Tapu Lele and what's to come in the future. So if you guys don't have your Tapu Leles, definitely check them out, buy them, check it out on our website. We haven't had some in like a week, but normally when we get them, we ship them pretty fast. So put them on your wish list. You might be able to catch it. Number one, Versus Seeker.
This is like the most staple card in every deck right now.
Yeah, this has been around in Pokemon for a few years, actually. I don't know how far exactly, but I know I only started playing Pokemon, like paying attention really hard into Pokemon this year.
Yeah, same
but
here.
I know before that, this card, I saw this card all over the place, and it's been reprinted all over the place. So I think that this card might be having a comeback, maybe a reprint in the future. But for now, we're gonna just have to play against it, and it's gonna definitely change the way that decks are built. Because before you were a lot more aggressive with your supporters. You were able to discard your supporters off Ultra Ball, keep your like supporters in the graveyard to replay them later in the game, and now maybe you're going to have to play some multiples if your deck is really dependent on it. So we're definitely going to see a change in Pokemon now when September hits and rotation is in full effect. We're going to have a lot of new cards to replace these fallen cards of ours.
So yeah, Burning Shadows just around the corner.
Yeah, so if you guys want to pre-order anything, we'll have it on our website. All the sealed boxes, all the singles, stuff like that. Make sure you check out ProPlayGames.com. And thank you guys for watching this Pokemon video. If you want to see more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.